Hello there, and welcome to the Purple Portal. You are going to spend, hopefully, the entire next hour, that'll be your call, with myself, Elaine Bartlett. And as ever, there's a whole lot cooking for me, for you, hopefully. And I'm hoping that you're becoming more and more aware of the subtle changes, sometimes not so subtle changes, that are occurring in your world. It's important that you pay attention to it because that's how you grow, that's how you evolve, and it's the right thing to do. So this day, I want to remind you, this is your show along with my show, so you are free and welcome and invited to call in at any moment with any thought or question or agreement or disagreement or whatever you want to share. This is a sharing time. I'm a sharing kid. I keep telling my grandchildren I'm a person who shares. It's really funny to see them kind of be mystified by what that concept is all about. However, it is a sharing place, so if you want to share, we've got 321-806-3159. 321-806-3159. Or, if you're too bashful to call in, remember, you're welcome to reach me at purpleportal777@gmail.com. purpleportal77@gmail.com. And you're also free to poke around my website. It's fun, it's interesting, it's happy. All of my services are on there. And the website is higherconsciousness.com. But that higher is not H-I-G-H, it's H-I-E-R for the hierarchy. So it's HIERCONSCIOUS. And the website is higher NESS. Shall I repeat that again, Jeff? Okay. higherconsciousness.com. Hello there. Most of you know I am not particularly tech savvy, so this was living proof. I have no idea what I'm doing technologically, but I am with you through the ethers, and that works for me. So I think I'll have a little better focus right now. Today, in my divinely happy state of California, it is the summer solstice. Tomorrow, for the East Coast, where I'm also just so divinely happy, is the summer solstice. You know, the solstice is a time, certainly in this hemisphere, it's going to be the longest day. In the southern hemisphere, it's the shortest day of the year. But it is the time to really thank Mother Earth and do your little earth magic to just tell her you love her. I believe that she is so powerful and so aware of everything that's going on, even though we are abusing the heck out of her. I actually believe she's above that. That being said, words of kindness and love and caring will certainly be appreciated and go a long way toward just assisting her. And what's wrong with telling the earth that we love her? Not a thing. So go for it. That's tomorrow, sort of today and tomorrow. So do your thing. Whatever makes you happy, take a day. There's a couple of other things that are happening this Friday. I'm quite sure it's Friday. We've got a new moon. And this new moon is going to be in Cancer. So this will impact your emotional body and your feelings. And again, Mother Earth is involved. Mothers are involved in this thing. So you could see sort of a shift of energy with your mother, particularly if she's a bit elderly. You need to mother yourself during this whole cycle of Cancer, because cancer is about self-nurturing. Some of you will be led to restrict the crummy things that you're putting into your mouth and choose better things. Some of you will be led to actually restrict the amount of food in the Western society that we seem to be so hell-bent on putting into our mouths. So just pay attention to every constructive way of nurturing yourself. It'll be interesting for all of us to watch our play of emotions as the month unfolds, but most particularly during this new moon cycle. So there we have that energy update. Oh, and I've been kind of very deeply involved. I had a note this morning from a gal pal who knows me rather well, and it's funny. I think she knows that when I kind of go down and under, and she doesn't hear from me, something's happening. And I had to chuckle because I thought how beautiful it is that someone would know me well enough to understand there's nothing wrong, but yes, there's been a deeper sense of hibernation. And I've been hibernating for very fine reasons, to really, really get more and more clarity about the essence of myself and become it. So in that becoming, I'm always open to, okay, where will I get the next inspiring piece of information? And so I was led back to something called the Living Wisdom of Ancient Egypt this morning. And I'm just going to read you a few of the things that were printed, were actually spoken of and taught. Now we're talking thousands of years ago. We're talking really when the pyramids were actually used as transmitters and energy points much more powerfully than they have been in the years that we know about them. So these are a couple of things that I thought, these are so tried and true, and some of it now we poo-poo it, some of it's now almost spit upon. But here's the first one. All conduct should be so straight that you can measure it with a plumb line. Some of you don't even know what a plumb line is, but and to even use the word conduct seems old-fashioned. I mean, it's the kind of word I heard from the nuns in first grade. Watch your conduct. I don't even think I've heard anybody use that word conduct in years now, but it's true. You should be so straight that your thoughts and your everything can be measured with a simple plumb line. Here's one. Punish with principle. Teach meaningfully. The act of stopping evil leads to the everlasting establishment of virtue. Here's one. The human race never accomplishes anything. It's what God commands that gets done. Follow your heart all your life. Do not commit excess with respect to what has been ordained. And that's when you have to think about. Again, this is kind of old English, but follow your heart all your life. That's not too mind-boggling. Do not commit excess with respect to what has been ordained. In other words, with the gifts you've been given, don't use them to excess. And one of the ways we use our gifts to excess is the person who is so happy to say they're working 24/7, or they're working 15, 18, 20 hours a day and they need very little sleep. That's all well and good, as the rest of us who need 8 and 9 hours sleep look upon that and go, whoa, because what they're doing is they're absolutely frying their central nervous system. So excess doesn't work. Oh, this is a good one. Do not gossip in your neighborhood. And all we see on television now are these horrific sitcoms where there's nothing but gossip. Oh, here's a lovely one. A woman with happy heart brings equilibrium. Well, there's a whole lot in that little one-liner, because oftentimes I look at women and their hearts are not very happy, and therefore they cannot hold the frequency of equilibrium. Therefore, if let's suppose this is a woman with a husband and a family, the husband will now be out of balance and the children will be out of balance. And you think, oh, well, everybody's out of balance these days. They sure look that way, which is why there's such travesties with the food kingdom, the drug kingdom, and every other kingdom. So we women, we've got to cultivate that happy heart, which then it naturally exudes equilibrium. Here's one for you fellows. Love your wife with passion. What a concept. As for those who end up continually lusting after women, none of their plans will succeed. Here's one that you don't see often. How wonderful is a son who obeys his father. Being disrespectful and disobedient now seems to be commonplace. The disrespect is expected, and it's hardly ever taken to task. The person's hardly ever stopped in their tracks. May your heart never be vain because of what you know. Take counsel from the ignorant as well as the wise. I have somebody in my little infrastructure, a sort of extended family, had a wonderful education. And the arrogance now that comes because of what he thinks he knows is so off-putting that it's hard to be around him. And dangerous. Someone like myself finds it rather dangerous. Do not repeat a slanderous rumor, nor should you listen to it. Now, what is, again, these words slanderous and rumor? Almost everything that's out there right now is slanderous and a rumor. There are these crazy websites, I can't even think of the name, that drives me so nuts. But it's completely fabricated and made up. And people are like, they go to it as their go-to source. Like, really? So say less. Speak less, listen more. That's the bottom line here. It's interesting how people joke and they don't understand the damage that happens. I had an interesting situation over the weekend. I had a gentleman look me up that I went to grammar school with. Well, I've been out of grammar school a whole lot of years, right? And I was kind of thinking, geez, I haven't even seen this guy in 50-odd years. But he reminded me that he had looked me up about 20 years ago. To which I said, oh, I'm so sorry, I don't remember. I have lived and died thousands of lifetimes since then. He didn't know what the heck I meant, but I hope some of you get that, and I hope some of you could say the same thing.